I have 75 awesome alphabet book titles to recommend to you today, and I'm going to do it in less than 15 minutes. Let's get started. The first group of books that I want to tell you about are alphabet books that use the alphabet to tell a story. So for instance, this one is The Three Bears ABC, and an example of a page in this book is F is for forest. While their porridge cooled, the bears walked in the forest where they sniffed fragrant flowers. G is for a girl named Goldilocks. Another book that meets this category or falls under this category is Bad Kitty. What I love about this book is it goes through the alphabet 4 different times. So the first time it goes through the alphabet showing things that are healthy food that Bad Kitty is not that interested in eating. And as a result, he gets very irritated and does some pretty bad things. But then his owners bring home some food that he likes, like insect ice cream, and that makes him much happier. And then he starts doing good things, like inviting affection. And there is something for every letter of the alphabet for each one of those categories, so I hope you'll look for that. Z is for moose is so much fun. It starts out like a typical alphabet book, but once they get to letter M, and M is not for moose, they decide to use mouse instead, things go terribly wrong, and you'll have to wait till the very end to find out the solution to why Z is actually for moose. The ABC of Fabulous Princess, each letter of the alphabet is represented by a princess, and there is an entire story about that princess, and then at the end of the book, you get to pick which princess you think would be the right one for Prince William. The Black and White Rabbit's ABC is the same sort of story that kind of goes through the alphabet. O is for opening a new jar of paint. P is for the paint, a bright apple green. Alison's Zinnia, each person in this alphabet story, a person starts with the letter. Irene inked an iris. She drew a picture of an iris for Jane, the next letter in the alphabet. And then Jane jarred a jack in the pulpit for her friend Kathleen. And it goes through the alphabet with each friend's name and a different kind of flower. B is for bulldozer, a construction alphabet. What I love about this book is as it goes through the alphabet, the welders won't quit till the metal is bent and the new safety rails are placed in cement. First of all, I love a book that rhymes. And second of all, your kids will be excited to see what gets built by these construction crews in this alphabet. And the last book in this category is The Wacky Wedding, a book of alphabet antics. And it tells a story as it goes through the alphabet. Quick, squealed the quails, quiet down. Quit quivering and quaking and help the queen. Red fire ants rushed right to the rescue. Ready? Form a rope, they roared. Now let's go on to the next category. This next category of alphabet books doesn't tell as cohesive a story as the other books did. In these books, there are multiple words that begin with the featured letter on each page. So this is one of my favorites, Superhero ABC. So in this book, Rain Man rains on random robbers. His costume is red rubber. Really? He's a riot. Rats. But rather rude. That's one of my all-time favorite alphabet books, but we've also got new this year. M is for melanin. E is for empowerment. If the path you want doesn't exist, create it. Dare to be different. Persist. People will say you can't until you do. ABC, I Like Me. On every page, there is something like E, and I like to explore. F, I'm a good friend. The alphabet book of bugs. D, Dog Day Cicada displays denim dashingly. The Grumpy Cat has A is for awful. Here's a sample page from that. M is for mole. It's also for mood. Mine is grumpy. LMNO peas. Lots of different, you know, I love that your children will be exposed to so much vocabulary in a lot of these alphabet books. For P, we're painters, poets, and plumbers fixing leaks. We're pilots, parachutists, we're P's, and we're unique. A to Z with the world's cutest dog, Boo, ABC. P is for pink, it's my favorite color. What's yours? Goblins in green, if you like gross things. E, Eloise is enthralled with her emerald frock. Frida has found some flowered gloves. And the last one from this category that I'm highlighting, we have more in this category at the library, but this one, we're all in the same boat. The animals are not very happy. They're on the ark. The iguanas were impatient. The jaguars were jittery, but then Noah reminds them that we're all in the same boat, and then the animals decide to try to get along. So then the elephants become enthusiastic. Let's go on to the next category. This category of alphabet book titles is a category that I just call interactive. And so this is the easiest one out of that group. Shiver Me Letters, a pirate ABC. Splash, the anchor went into an A and a B floated by on a crystal clear bay. So the A might be a little harder for a child to find, but the B is pretty obvious. And then this is one of my favorites. This will take hours to go through. Every page is, you know, will take some time to work through. So for instance, for letter K, K is for kitchen. Can you find all of these things in the kitchen chaos? And so you're gonna look for these things that go through the alphabet in these pictures. But then for L, you're looking for everything in the lab from A to Z. So here they've got the things labeled so you know what you're looking for. But then on the next page is a different sort of hunt where you've got to look for the pictures of the armor and the bust and the cannonball. You will definitely work through a lot of vocabulary through this book. This is one I think is hard for kids to do on their own. So this is one I think would be a great one to sit together and do. Alpha Beasties. Every letter in this book is turned into an animal. So for instance, here's letter O, and they've turned it into an ornament. They always show upper and lowercase. They also show it here as an owl. And then when we open up the page, you can see an octopus has been made out of the letter O. I'm hoping that will inspire some artists in your home to see what they can make with the letters of the alphabet. Here's another I Spy, ABC. Again, in each letter of the alphabet, you are given prompts of what you should be looking for. My first animal, ABC. On the interactive part of this, there's a fold-out page. Q is for Quetzal, who had a long tail, and don't forget that Q is also for quail. R is for rabbit. Can you name all the rest? Now see what the robin has got in her nest. One thing I like about this book, we both read. Can you find? This is a bilingual book. So on each page, this is for the letter M, Milo moves with music. Can you find some things in this picture that have the same beginning sound as Milo? And then they also show you what a capital and lowercase m look like, so you can look for that in the picture as well. I do wish this book had like a key, because I feel like there's a lot in this book that some people might miss, like the music or the fact that this is probably a mule. But it's a great book. So on to the next category. The next category of alphabet books really just has one or two words for each letter of the alphabet. And this particular one, hand signs, has, for example, for the letter I, just an iguana, but it gives you the American Sign Language symbol for spelling the letter I. Food for Thought has food for each letter of the alphabet. So even though G is for a guinea pig, it's made out of a sweet potato. H is for hair, and you could have the children guess what is the thing that has hair. And these insects are blueberries. I love that book. R is for robot is a noisy alphabet. So for instance, G is for grrr and H is for hiss. The Goodnight Moon, ABC, this will be so much fun for people who enjoyed Goodnight Moon. E is for elephant, F is for fireplace, G is for giraffe, H is for house, I is for in the great green room. And then you can look for those items. So there's the elephant. ABC Pop, again, is a book with just one word per page. L is for lollipops, M is for music, the animal and an alphabet of animals. M is for moose. So I'm glad moose got to be for M, since Z is for moose, was one of the books we looked at previously. ABC book, M is for merry-go-round. It does make me sad when they use O is for owl instead of the ah sound that most children learn as the first sound of O, but that's okay, they'll get to learn them all eventually. The busy ABC, this was another one I felt like would have a lot of vocabulary that you could work through. E is for emptying and escaping, and F is for feeding and falling. Eating the Alphabet by Lois Ehlert. G is for gooseberry and grapefruit and grapes, and H is for huckleberry. And then the Guinea Pig ABC, another book that might give you some vocabulary to talk about. T is for timid. All right, on to the next category. These three books are more about alphabet recognition. So instead of words, you're going to get to try to look for the letters in each of the pages. This one you look for the alphabet through a city. This one you're gonna look for the alphabet from space. Try to see which letters you feel like your children recognize. And then Anno's alphabet. The letters are built out of wood on one page, and then something that begins with that letter is on the other page. Let's keep going. This next group of alphabet books are what I call informational alphabet books. So for instance, this is Amelia to Zora, 26 Women Who Changed the World. And this book has a little mini biography for every letter of the alphabet, and a different woman is represented, often different races and nationalities and different skills. So K is for Christy Yamaguchi, who was an Olympic gold medalist. H is for Helen Keller. T is for Mother Teresa. The African animal alphabet. L is for lion, with a little bit of information about lions. C is for coyote, is a Southwest alphabet book where you'll learn about the animals of the Southwest and other things that are found in the Southwest, like the Grand Canyon. An edible alphabet, I learned a lot from this book. For instance, letter K is for king-size kohlrabi, and you get to learn about that particular vegetable. The construction alphabet. W is for, well, I guess they could call it destruction, because W is for wrecking ball, and I think that's all, so let's keep moving. Our last category of alphabet books are just a little strange. Like P is for Pterodactyl, the worst alphabet book ever. And this book goes through all the letters of the alphabet and shows when they don't make the sound that kids are typically familiar with. This might be more fun for parents than it will be for children. I love the creativity in tomorrow's alphabet, where M is for caterpillar, because M stands for something the item on this page will become tomorrow, a moth. A is for salad. Your child will have to find, even though this says B is for Viking, what in this picture does start with B, and it would be beaver. And then animalicious. This has made up animals in it, so a kangaroo and a noctopus. And then the story of A is the story of what our language would sound like without letter Z. Parents frowned at children when they begged, "Can we go to the oo and see the zebras?" There you have it, 75 books about the alphabet. I hope you'll find some to put on hold and check out from your local library.